Welcome to episode 393, where I hope to inspire you to elevate your Dinacharya, the Ayurvedic daily self-care practices, from mechanical routines to soul-nourishing rituals to help you connect more deeply with your true self, letting go of the checklist and taking time to tune inwards to make more meaningful choices. So please stay tuned to learn more. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Welcome back to the Elements of Ayurveda podcast, and it's Colette today for a solo episode where I'm going to be exploring how to shift from simply doing your daily routine to making it a sacred, grounding ritual, one that feeds your body, mind, and spirit. In our fast-paced world, where productivity takes precedence over presence, our days can start to feel like a series of tasks to complete rather than moments to live. We're constantly moving physically, mentally, digitally, checking boxes, responding to notifications, keeping up. And in that movement, we can easily lose touch with ourselves, with our breath, with our body, with our inner rhythm. This is where ritual comes in. Ritual is not about adding more to your to-do list. It's about returning to yourself within what you already do. It's the difference between rushing through a shower and bathing in presence, between gulping down your tea or coffee and sipping it with appreciation. When we approach our daily self-care practices, our Dinacharya, not just as routine, but as ritual, something shifts. We begin to feel rooted, nourished, alive in the moment. Ritual brings us home to our true self. And in this episode, I want to explore how we can re-enchant our daily rhythm, transforming it from something mechanical into something meaningful, something sacred. For those of you who are new to the concept of Dinacharya, let me give you a brief introduction. Dinacharya is the Ayurvedic concept of a daily rhythm, a set of practices aligned with the natural cycles of the day, like sunrise and sunset, the movement of the doshas, and the body's own biological clock. In Sanskrit, Dina means day, and Acharya means following or discipline. So Dinacharya is essentially the art of following a daily routine that supports balance, vitality, and clarity. These practices can include things like waking up early, cleansing rituals like tongue scraping or oil pulling, abhyanga, which is a self-massage with warm oil, mindful eating, and going to bed at a consistent time. Now, if you're new to Dinacharya, please check out episode 16, where I discussed these self-care practices in detail. While these routines may seem simple, Ayurveda teaches us that they form the foundation of health because Dinacharya isn't just a list of healthy habits. It's actually a deeply intelligent blueprint for aligning your lifestyle with two powerful natural forces. And they are the circadian rhythm and the daily flow of the doshas. The circadian rhythm is your body's internal 24-hour clock that governs sleep-wake cycles, hormone release, digestion, and even mood. Ayurveda understood this long before modern science caught up. Dinacharya helps you sync with that rhythm by encouraging you to rise with the sun, eat your largest meal when digestion is strongest around midday, and wind down as the sun sets. But Ayurveda goes even deeper, mapping the day according to the movement of the doshas of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Kapha time from 6 to 10 a.m. and 6 to 10 p.m. is a time of heaviness and steadiness. The morning time is great to use this grounding Kapha energy to exercise. whereas 6 to 10 p.m. is a great unwinding time to calm the nervous system, preparing yourself for sleep. The Pitta time is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And this is a time of heat and transformation, ideal for focused work in that 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. time. And then the 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. slot is for digesting the food and the thoughts of the day. And the Vata time is from 2 to 6 a.m. and 2 to 6 p.m. And this is a time of creativity, movement, and lightness. It's great for meditation, insight, or reflection. Now, if you want further detail on the circadian rhythm, I discussed it in detail in episode number 8. When the Dinacharya are performed with consistency and intention, and when you align your daily activities with these doshic windows of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, you're not working against nature, you're working with it, which helps to regulate your digestion, elimination, calms the nervous system, balance the doshas, and builds your resilience over time. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions I see around Dinacharya is the idea that you have to do all the practices every single day perfectly, or somehow you're doing it wrong. But here's the truth. Dinacharya isn't about rigid perfection. It's about rhythm. It's about alignment with nature, with your inner wisdom, and with what's actually supportive for you in each day and season of your life. Some days your routine might be full and structured. Other days it might be softer, more intuitive. And that's okay. Ayurveda is a living science. It's not asking you to become a machine. In fact, that rigidity can result in physical and mental imbalance. Ayurveda is inviting you into a relationship with the flow of life. What matters most is consistency over intensity. Small acts performed regularly with intention can have a profound cumulative effect. Even something as simple as waking up at the same time every day or drinking warm water mindfully in the morning can begin to regulate your system and reconnect you with your true self. When you ritualize your daily routines, they become deeply supportive, almost effortless. You feel more in flow, and you don't have to force balance. You embody it. But let's be honest, most of us are no strangers to routine. We live by calendars, reminders, to-do lists, and schedules. And for many people, that structure can bring a sense of stability. But there's a difference between structure that supports us and routine that starts to overwhelm or numb us. This is what I call check box living. When we go through the motions of our day, checking off tasks, even the healthy ones, without really being present with what you're doing. Tongue scraping, check. Warm water, check. Meditation, check. Done, done, done. But how do we feel after it all? Are we nourished, or are we just going through the motions and checking boxes? When routine becomes mechanical, it starts to lose its magic. Instead of grounding us, it can actually become burdensome. Just another thing on the list. Even the most nourishing Ayurvedic practices can start to feel like a performance, especially if we're approaching them from a place of pressure or perfectionism. And here's the subtle irony. Burnout and disconnection can sneak in even when we're doing all the right things. We might be eating the right foods, waking at the right hour, and following the doshas like a textbook, but still feel depleted, uninspired, or disconnected from ourselves. Why? Because ritual without presence becomes routine. We can be doing beautiful things in the most uninspired way. The same act, drinking a cup of tea, washing your face, stepping outside in nature, can either be a hurried task or a mindful moment. What transforms it is your presence, your intention, your breath. So this episode isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about changing how you relate to what's already there. And sometimes just a subtle shift in how you perform your Dinacharya is what makes all the difference between a routine that feels empty and a ritual that feels sacred. So what exactly is a ritual?
In simple terms, a ritual is a purposeful, meaningful action imbued with presence and intention. It's not about the complexity or length of what you're doing. It's about how you're doing it and why. A ritual invites us to slow down, to become conscious of our movements, and to engage with even the simplest task in a sacred way. It's the difference between quickly eating our dinner and approaching mealtime with awareness. By taking a few deep belly breaths, for example, when you sit down at the table to bring your mind to the present moment, smelling the food, and maybe offering a quiet moment of gratitude before you start eating. Ritual transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It creates a pause in the day where we reconnect to ourselves, to the earth, to spirit, to a sense of meaning. And the beautiful thing is, ritual isn't reserved for ceremonies, temples, or big life moments. Ayurveda teaches us that ritual can live in the everyday, in your Abhyanga oil massage, in how you prepare your food, or the silence before sleep. When we treat our daily actions with care and reverence, we begin to feel more grounded, more whole. These rituals become tiny anchors, reminders that we're not just surviving our day, but living it moment by moment. So don't worry about whether it's elaborate or perfect. What makes it a ritual is your presence, your intention, and your willingness to slow down and remember what matters. One of the most powerful shifts we can make when it comes to our daily routines is moving from a mindset of doing to a mindset of being. We live in a culture that glorifies productivity. How much can you get done? How efficient can you be? How much can you multitask? But ritual invites us to pause that hustle and ask, can I just be here in this moment right now with myself? When we turn our routine into ritual, we're no longer rushing through our self-care just to get to the next thing. We're inhabiting each moment. We're remembering that our worth isn't measured by how much we accomplish, but by how deeply we connect with ourselves, with the present, with the sacred. Ritual doesn't demand perfection, it invites presence. And in that presence, something else begins to bloom. Awareness, mindfulness, and gratitude. Here are some simple ways to transform your Dinacharya from routine to ritual. Lighting a candle before your morning mindfulness. The candle not only adds soft, beautiful light to the room, but the ritual of lighting a candle is a moment of intention for the profound importance of your morning mindfulness practice. Another way to change from routine to ritual is saying an affirmation while brushing your teeth. This daily routine can be an opportunity for empowering words of affirmation at the beginning and end of your day. Or during your Abhyanga oil massage, take the time to oil your body slowly, lovingly. You're not just moisturizing your skin, you're practicing self-compassion, thanking and appreciating your body. If you don't have time for your Abhyanga in the morning, you could take time in the evening, and oiling your body at that time will help to calm your nervous system before bed. Doing your Abhyanga in the evening may allow more time for a bath instead of a shower after your oil massage to help drive the oil deeper into your tissues. And a bath is another great ritual to slow down, light some candles, add essential oils or calming music. And when I chat with parents who of course talk about the busy evening schedule, which I totally understand, I explain the importance of being a great role model for their children. And explaining to their children that it's their time and teaching their children and showing the children the importance of self-care ritual. Or maybe while you're drinking your morning water, tea, or let's be real, your coffee in the morning, sit and enjoy it. When we drink it without awareness, we won't feel satisfied and we're just going back for more. And this often happens with coffee. If we're drinking it without thinking, then we're going for another cup of coffee, which is adding more of that wiring, dehydrating effect of caffeine into the body. Whereas if we sit with awareness and savor it without distractions, we're tasting the moment and we feel nourished by it, and it's less likely that we will crave another one. And the next time you engage in part of your Dinacharya, ask yourself, can I bring more being into this doing? Can I add more awareness and a breath of mindfulness? Even one mindful breath can turn a routine into a ritual. So as you explore introducing ritual to your Dinacharya, give yourself permission to let it evolve. Let it serve you, not stress you. The aim is not to check every box, but to live in greater harmony with the sun, with the moon, your breath, your digestion, your energy. That's alignment, and alignment creates ease. When we begin to treat our daily routine as ritual, when we honor rhythm as something sacred, something profound starts to shift inside of us. The benefits go far beyond elimination, digestion, or good sleep. Sacred rhythm nourishes us at every level of being, psychological, spiritual, and energetic. One of the most underrated gifts of daily ritual is that it builds self-trust. Every time you show up for yourself in a consistent, loving way, even if it's small, you're reinforcing the message, I am reliable, I can count on myself, and I am worthy. This creates a foundation of emotional safety, which is something many of us are missing in today's overstimulated, unpredictable world. When we have practices that anchor us, waking up with the sun, oiling the body, saying a morning prayer, we're giving the mind and heart a place to rest. Anxiety often thrives in chaos and inconsistency, but routine, when performed with intention, brings a calming predictability. It tells the nervous system, you are held, there is rhythm here, there is order here, and you are not lost in the noise. On a spiritual level, sacred rhythm helps ground the subtle body, the energetic self that moves from beyond the physical. Ayurveda speaks of sattva, the quality of balance, clarity, peace, and light. Sattva is cultivated through steadiness, simplicity, and presence. When we live with rhythm and intention, we begin to generate sattva in our inner and outer environments. And that's when we begin to notice something beautiful. The divine isn't only in temples or sacred texts, it's in the mundane. Ritual helps us to remember that brushing your teeth can be a prayer. Pouring warm water can be an offering. Sitting in stillness can be communion. In this way, Dinacharya becomes a living altar, a spiritual path hidden in plain sight. So let's look at the energetic benefits. Cultivating ojas through consistency. Energetically, consistent sacred routine helps to build ojas, that vital essence that gives us strength, immunity, radiance, and resilience. Ojas is not created in intensity. It's built gently, slowly, through loving repetition and nourishment. Every time you choose to act in alignment with your natural rhythm, whether through rest, nourishment, or spiritual practice, you are fortifying your ojas. And the beautiful part is, it doesn't require perfection. Ojas is cultivated not through extremes, but through sustainable care, through intentional living, day by day, moment by moment. And finally, on a nervous system level, rhythm is safety. The body remembers trauma through unpredictability, sudden changes, inconsistency, chaos. These confuse and dysregulate the nervous system. But rhythm, when it's gentle and consistent, offers a kind of medicine. The body and mind start to relax into the known. There's no need to stay hyper alert or guarded. This is why even the simplest rituals, waking up at the same time, lighting a candle, taking a few deep breaths before meals, can feel like deep exhale points in the day. They become signals to the body. You are safe now. You can rest here. Sacred rhythm is not just about health. It's about healing. It's about remembering who we are when we're not rushing, not performing, not bracing for what's next. It's how we return home to our true self. And ritual is deeply personal. It's intimate. I encourage you to make it yours. There's no single right way to perform Dinacharya. While Ayurveda offers a time-tested structure, rise early, cleanse, nourish, rest, the real alchemy happens when you begin to infuse these rhythms with your own meaning, your own presence, and your own intuition. So instead of trying to follow somebody else's perfect morning routine, I recommend that you check in with yourself in the morning and ask yourself, what feels nourishing to me today? Where can I slow down in my day for a moment of mindfulness? Maybe it's not about adding anything new, but doing one existing practice with more presence. Maybe it's not multitasking while eating or taking a short walk in nature after lunch or dinner. And Ayurveda reminds us that nothing is static. Your ideal daily rhythm in spring will look different from your needs in winter. The kapha of early life, the pitta of midlife, and the vata of elderhood, each stage calls for a different kind of care. When we try to force one unchanging routine through all seasons of life, we lose touch with even what our bodies and spirits are really asking for. So allow your rituals to evolve with you. In kapha season of late winter and spring, maybe you wake up earlier and bring in movement and stimulation. In pitta season of summer, maybe your focus is cooling and grounding and staying present and calm in the heat. And in the vata season of autumn and early winter, your rituals might be softer, more oiling, more stillness, more nourishment, more warmth, more inward turning. And beyond the outer seasons, honor the inner seasons and cycles. The days you're menstruating, the days you're unfocused, the days you're stretched thin. Give yourself permission to meet your true self every day in whatever form that is, rather than forcing yourself to follow a checklist. And return to that first question. What feels nourishing to me today? Now, of course, it's important to understand your unique constitution and your current balance in order to feel confident and empowered to make these decisions and create your own rituals. If you want support in putting together a strategy for you that's tailored to you and your lifestyle, takes the guesswork out of all this, then check out my online services. I have online consultations which are focused on healing, education, and empowerment. I have my Daily Habits for Holistic Health program. This is an ideal program if you like to study by yourself. It's a 28-day self-paced program with the objective to help you live in tune with nature. So I talk a lot about the circadian rhythm and educate you on how to introduce these Dinacharya, how to become your own healer, and to understand the principles of healing in Ayurveda. Then I have my Digestive Reset Cleanse, which comes with a 90-minute online consultation so that I can tailor the holistic cleanse program to you and your lifestyle. I have my next group cleanse will start October 3rd, but I do have a private cleanse, same structure, and that's available throughout the year. And with a private cleanse, you get to choose your own dates that work for your schedule, and you have me one-to-one for support. And I combine all my services together in my Reset, Restore, Renew program. It's a lot of information I just threw at you. So please check out my website where you'll find a comparison chart, which shows you exactly what you get with each service, and you can decide what's best for you. And if you want to chat with me before you book, please take advantage of my free 15-minute services inquiry call. We can hop online and I can answer all of your questions. I hope you found this episode beneficial, and hopefully now you're inspired to elevate your Dinacharya from mechanical routines to soul nourishing rituals. If you think this episode will be helpful to family or friends, please share it with them. And if you haven't already subscribed or follow the podcast, please do so. And the new episodes will automatically download for you every week. If you find that you're getting benefit from this podcast, I would really appreciate a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And thank you in advance for that. And come join me on social media. My new Instagram page is Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. And on Facebook, it's Elements Healing and Wellbeing. And thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your support. And until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.